Now, meanwhile, the South African Communist Party has denounced retrenchments and the humiliation of a worker at the SABC. Recently, the SABC said it had concluded consultations with staff and labour unions, and it is now at liberty to go ahead with staff retrenchments. As many as 600 jobs could be on the line. To discuss, we're now joined by spokesperson for the SACP, Alex Mashilo. Mr. Mashilo, thank you for being with us. Tell us about your concerns about the retrenchments and the way an anchor was treated on Monday.
In the first place, South Africa lost 2.2 million jobs from April to June this year. That does not include the jobs lost from July to October. The Statistics South Africa is yet to release its quarterly labour force survey that will indicate the jobs lost from July to September. Our understanding of all the indications out there is that the unemployment situation in South Africa is going to be worsening. No management and no person who belongs to a household, a community and a family should celebrate retrenchments. Our view is that the SABC must go back to the tables and develop plans to avoid the retrenchments. In the first place, whenever there are retrenchments, it is the downtrodden workers who are affected, while those who enjoy high packs at the top continue to be all smiles. So we do not accept what is happening at the SABC. We think that the SABC must be open about its cost structure. That has to include a public review of the contracts, the tenders, and all other cost items that make the SABC to face the situation that it is facing. Particularly, we are also concerned about irregular expenditure that Parliament will be visiting the SABC to analyse in detail. That shows that things are not going very well at the SABC.
Mr. Mashilo, the SABC says without retrenchments, this won't be a sustainable long-term business. Is it possible that the SABC has too many jobs? It's not big support, I think we should be clear about that, but taxpayers do have to step in every now and then, or at least provide the backing for the SABC. Is that not unfair if, as the company says, the SABC itself says, there are some people in jobs with nothing to do?
And there are some people who have more than one job at the SABC. Some of them are permanent employees of the SABC and have appointments as freelancers within the SABC group. There are others who work for the SABC as well as for other broadcasters. The SABC has to convince the public why it would be correct to retrench people who rely only on the SABC and continue spending that huge amount of money. Also, those people who say what you have just said now, all of them are not looking forward to be retrenched. They are moving forward to retrenching other people, but they do not want to be retrenched themselves. If they want to save SABC costs, they should lead by example. They must resign to prove what they are saying. The problem is you have managers who are not prepared to lead by example, to walk the talk, to leave the SABC. They want others to be retrenched.
Mr. Mashilo, we're going to run out of time, so please tell us your concern about how an anchor was treated as well.
We are very concerned about the way Palesa Chulisu was treated. The public protector conducted an investigation and made findings with remedial action. But she never said that Palesa must be treated in a manner that violates her right to dignity. That is a constitutional right. There are so many options that the SABC had to implement appropriate remedial action in a manner that protects Palesa's constitutional right to dignity. The way they did it is actually tantamount to cruelty to a human and should never be condoned.
And you say you'll take the matter further?
We will be looking into the matter further, and we will consult with the labor unions at the SABC. As we have been doing, we have been consulting with the Communication Workers Union on the retrenchments. As a leading organization at the workplace, we will consult them, seek advice, because we don't think that the rights of a worker must be violated in that manner. Two wrongs never make a right. Yeah. There must be processes and procedures in place followed than violating the constitutional right to dignity of Palisa.
Mr. Mashilo, you're also asking for more transparency, information on tenders, contractors, and the cost structures as well. As far as I know, the SABC has had to be accountable to government. Then there's been quite a long process in Parliament. It's had to produce annual results. So you say that after all of that, you're still not getting the information that you or the public needs.
The public does not know what were the underlying causes of the irregular and fruitless expenditure. At the SABC, the public does not know what actions were taken. The SABC is a public broadcaster. Of course, it is accountable to the parliament, but it is a public broadcaster that is accountable to the public as well. It has to come out and be transparent.
All right. Thank you for your time tonight. That was SACP spokesperson Alex Mashilo.